You ever just think you have something figured out, then it just turns out you don't? That's me with commentary YouTube. What is considered commentary? And originally I was asking that question sarcastically, but I genuinely have no clue anymore. Sometimes I go on YouTube and I purposely look for rabbit holes that can turn into a video idea that you didn't know you needed, and then you watch the video and you still don't know you need it. I often get distracted by a lot of commentary YouTubers. Or so I thought they were commentary YouTubers. But from these YouTubers I find new editing styles, new presentation methods, new storytelling tactics, and sometimes when I'm lucky, they show me a rabbit hole that I don't think they explored deep enough. Which does not sound right now that I say that out loud. But this time the video in question is Tiffany Ferg's video, Commentary YouTube is More Than Funny White Men. In case for some reason you couldn't tell what the video was about by the oddly vague title, she expresses her love for the commentary community, including the white males, but also shouts out creators that just happen to not be white or male and are sharing their unique experiences, their perspectives, and relevant information about the internet. And again, nothing wrong with being white and male, but these people offering a refreshing take to the internet. Before I get canceled, let me just reiterate the fact that I do enjoy watching their content, but some of these other creators add a perspective that's commonly left out of traditional narratives. As a result of their experiences and the way that they see the world, Kate Black, who is a black trans woman, may have a completely different perspective on a current event situation than Leon Lush. Just something I thought was important to bring up, but not the topic of this video. In Tiffany's video, she expresses her first experience with the commentary genre.
Commentary come across my radar. Cody Ko, baby. I have been a fan of Cody's since Vine, and I've watched his YouTube videos from the beginning. And at first he was kind of, you know, trying to figure out his place. He was making vlogs. He found his niche in reaction type content, which he has been making now for about 3 years. Then finally, the internet was blessed with the iconic That's Cringe series with Cody Ko and Noel Miller, where they, yes, react to cringe content.
That's Cringe. Probably home to the most popular YouTube meme, next to like the whole persona of Flight Reacts.
Oh dude, you're drinking cum powder? Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
And for some reason I, myself, like me, the person trapped in your screen right now, thought that I could be that funny. Yeah, I was definitely wrong. But after watching this video, I took a step back and thought to myself, when was my first experience with commentary? And then immediately after I thought, what the fuck is commentary? My mind instantly shot in a million different directions, but my first step in the research process is always to check the YouTube search bar. And let me tell you what I found. But first, roll my intro. Did you think I forgot? I just want to briefly apologize for this video being a lot more YouTube-y than usual. I usually explain everyone that I mention in my videos, but this time I didn't because I mentioned so many YouTubers that this video would be so long. So I'll link the channels of people I mentioned in the description. Check them out if you're into that. I might do a video explaining some of these people later too, so that's something to look forward to. Of course, in typical YouTuber fashion, my best point is my last point, so stick around if you're into watching a complete argument, or you can just skip ahead. So I watched a lot of videos criticizing the commentary community, or videos offering the history of the commentary community. Honestly, I may argue all of the videos about it. That's what took me so long to make this video. And because I am a commentary channel, and of course my ego is the size of a beluga whale, I think the main dialogue surrounding the commentary community is wrong. Because it's different than my opinion, and my opinion's the only one that matters. But let me briefly share with you the wrong opinion, and if you're a true fan of commentary, you may have gotten that bad joke. Most people will qualify their discussion of the commentary community by specifying a specific type of commentary, and a lot of them like to hide the inaccuracies of their statements or their inability to explain where commentary actually came from, and they all point their fingers back to 2014 at one of either 3 creators, whether it be H3H3 and their realization that society society started to value the commentary over the raw reaction more and more. Whether it be the start of YouTube edgelord humor with Filthy Frank, or whether it be what is considered the start of cyberbullying with Weak-Chinned Leafy. Then they will most likely drag you through some arbitrary timeline talking about key points, moments, and bring up the starting of channels such as Mimiless, Pyrocynical, Will and E, and I'm Alex. And then they'll probably get to 2016. They will mention how no one really held the commentary community accountable, while the commentary community was just throwing jabs at all the other communities to keep their content in line. And then they'll bring up two creators who kind of started to hold the commentary community accountable. The first one will be Kavos. He was a commentary channel, but really was focused on the idea of not liking commentary channels, and often did the same thing that he criticized other creators for. His biggest talking points were the ideas that he didn't see that other people put effort into their videos. They were often very repetitive and did whatever it took to stretch their videos to that 10-minute mark. All things that he is very guilty of doing as well. Or they may mention iDubbbz and his creation of a power vacuum through his Content Cop series by bringing hate to Keemstar and Leafy is Here. That really allowed for other YouTubers to climb up the ranks relatively quickly in 2016. This is part of the explanation why Kodiko's That's Cringe video blew up. It was very similar in style to That's Leafy, except, you know, funny. Then you'll pretty much be at the present. And then my whole thing is, who considered that this was the commentary community, or that this would be considered the face of the commentary community, or even that this style of content is what commentary should look like. When I first started my journey on YouTube, I found myself making videos that were very similar to those videos, because I've had this preconceived notion of what I thought commentary should look and sound like. And then I watched Tiff's video about the commentary community and took a step back, and it kind of opened my eyes a little bit more. And I think this is in large part because I was very much inspired by who were considered the face of the commentary community. Before I get too far into this video, I want to again emphasize that I do enjoy watching these people's content, but I just want to bring up some of the points that I have in terms of why I think labeling the commentary community as such a small box is a problem. If you paid attention to the intro and paid attention to the last chapter, you may have noticed a trend, and just remember, you said it, not me. Although misrepresentation is important, it's not just in the commentary community, it's just YouTube in general. But that's a video for another time. But the headrunners of the commentary community create very similar content and deliver it in similar ways. Nothing's wrong with that, considering I fit directly into the group. And heck, I enjoy watching it. Self-deprecating humor to make sure your audience knows you can take a joke. Check. Making fun of people at their expense. Check. Finding and making fun of bad YouTube content. Check. Present by talking to a camera and adding little value to your videos in post-edit. Check and check. But I think labeling this as the only mode of commentary really constricts the medium. My favorite commentary video on YouTube right now is My Midlife Crisis by Ryan Higa. In it, he details his issues with turning 30 and finally coming to terms with the fact that, you know, he's a little older, but does so in a way that's just
deal or anything. Will you stop? Stop taking my glasses. Your glasses? Who the hell are you? I'm you, but mature as a 30-year-old. That's why I'm not insecure about wearing my glasses and comparing myself to some silly little anime cartoon. Whoa, okay, I guess I'm a lot meaner in the future. Look, I'm not trying to be mean. We just don't have a lot of time to get you to where I'm at right now. And why exactly do you think I need your help? Because I am a manifestation of everything you thought you would be by the time you were 30.
And most people's initial reaction to that statement might be, excuse me, Will, that's not commentary. Because their idea of commentary is tied to all the facts that I just said earlier. But let's just say you on the other side of the screen, for some reason think that talking about trending topics is a prerequisite to your video being considered commentary. Well, then I have two questions for you. One, does that mean that this video isn't commentary because I'm not covering a trending topic? And two, is Andre considered commentary? The only difference between him and Mimiless is the amount of effort they put in their on-screen visuals.
I have to point out that what happened over there is a whole mess. Not like half a mess, not 2/3 of a mess. Oh no, it's a whole mess. Like when you see someone eat a donut and they put the entire thing in their mouth and you're like, oh, that's a whole donut. That's a lot.
thumbnail. This kid, he made a video calling Caroline Flack, who, if you don't know who she is, she's a UK TV presenter, and she sadly passed away a few days ago. This kid uploaded a video FaceTiming her, not even an hour after the news came out. Like, I remember I went on Twitter, I saw the news, and then I saw people tweeting this at me.
Oh, and their scripts. Don't forget about that. But then if Andre is considered commentary, does that mean opinionated video essays are considered commentary? To label Leafy, H3H3, or Filthy Frank the start of the commentary community is kind of the lazy way out. As I said, it creates kind of a narrow focus and leaves out key narratives in the dialogue. Like the first commentary community just played video games and talked about their lives.
Trump, the video is almost over, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to ask you, what is your top 5 if you were gay?
Oh, we're gonna go with this again, huh? Having a post-
I think we both know who your number 1 is.
Come on now, you know he's sexy. Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum is just so sexy right there.
Yet no one brings that up. But in 2011-2012, something happened that started to change the scope of YouTube and the internet in general. The internet kind of started to become aware of itself. This is always a hard concept to explain, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm not saying the internet itself, but the users, the creators, stopped basing their content strictly on real life. The internet and YouTube were this place to post commentary on pop culture and things that occurred to them in their real life experiences. People tended to do this in a way that was very easy to consume, in a way that was kind of easy to make. Remember how many Twilight parodies there were? You ever wonder why there's just a lot less parodies now? Memes even used to be based on real world experiences. You remember that arrow to the knee meme? I have no idea if I'm making my point well enough, but the big idea is commentary existed pre-2011-2012. It just very much reflected the times, so you had to know the right places to look. In fact, I think the first commentary video I've ever seen was in 2007. From a little creator you may or may not have heard of, Kev Jumba. Kev Jumba deserves a video of his own, but I believe him to be one of the first channels completely oriented around this commentary style. He didn't do skits all that often, but his bread and butter when he decided to offer his opinion about his takes on society. And he decided to do this mostly by just talking to his camera.
Part 1 of Only in America. And see, if you're American like me, people think you're superficial. They think you're fat, you're overweight, you're greedy, you're selfish. And guess what? You're right. You're right. Here's another problem we have, okay? Today, just today, I went to McDonald's with a friend to eat. My friend's a little rough around the edges, but anyways, we pull up to the drive-thru and the guy asks, what would you like to eat? And he says, I'll have a cheeseburger, a Big Mac, some fries, and a McFlurry.
Sir, what would you like to drink?
Diet Coke. Yeah, I'm trying to lose weight.
I think some people may even qualify that as commentary. If you've never heard of Kev Jumba, I think his videos are worth the binge. He doesn't upload now, so a lot of his videos are older, but definitely still relevant. Then, as I alluded to earlier, in 2011-2012 a change started to occur, where the internet slowly started to deviate from the real world. And you can see this change start to happen September 16th, 2011. An absolute bop was created. Rebecca Black's Friday. With 143 million views, you would think someone on YouTube would make a video about this trending topic. But a lot of the coverage still came from traditional media. The internet wasn't quite sure if talking about itself was an acceptable art form yet. And if you don't believe me about this, go ahead and Google or YouTube search about Rebecca Black's Friday and you'll see a lot of the coverage is from traditional media or recent YouTube videos. The internet mostly did what it did best, which was bad parodies and weird dubs.
7 a.m. waking up in the morning. Gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs. Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal.
But one video stands out from the rest. Instead of just regurgitating the song back at you, adding little to no value, it capitalized on the additional search traffic by just offering his opinion. This person managed to get 13 million views, which is only 1 million shy of Rebecca Black herself reacting to the song.
Hey guys, so I just watched that video called Friday by Rebecca Black, and I was at a loss for words. 4 words. What the hell was that? The song is terrible. The lyrics are terrible. And I became tearable because the song is exactly like the music I make. I'm just like Rebecca Black.
That, after a little bit of searching and a little bit of research, what I consider the first traditional commentary video on YouTube. Yet people ignore his contribution to the genre. Is it because, like the rest of history, people only want to acknowledge the accomplishments of white men? Nah, that can't be it. But by 2014, the internet was almost completely separated from the real world. I like to call this the Justin Bieber effect. Justin Bieber is a superstar that started on YouTube and had one of the most viewed videos on the platform. Although he was a music star, he remained relevant on the internet because he became a punching bag of everything that people hated about today's music. As he became less of a meme, people didn't care about what he did on the internet as much, so he literally had to pay David Dobrik to be featured on his YouTube channel. The internet at large is mostly uninterested in what Justin Bieber is doing. Does that make sense? Some examples of the reverse would be Will Smith, Lil Nas X, and of course, 6ix9ine. These people, the internet is still somewhat interested to see what they're doing. So by 2014, the internet realized they need their own news sources, they need their own critics, and of course they need their own gossip. So now enter Leafy, H3H3, Keemstar, and Filthy Frank. There are only small pieces in the big world of commentary that I only scratched the surface on. Sorry about how long this video took me to make. I did a lot of research to try and get to the bottom of the situation, and the idea of this video kind of changed what I wanted it to be like 15 times. Quarantine also is just messing up my levels of productivity, and I'm sure all of you can relate to that as well. But there's gonna be a part 2-ish of this video where I go and watch my first commentary video. So if you want to watch that, be sure to subscribe and keep an eye on my channel. And if you want to see a video about anyone that I mentioned in this video, be sure to leave a comment down below. And thank you for 600 subscribers. It feels like every time I'm uploading I have to be thankful for another milestone, which is a great problem to have. This has been Will Walks, and as always, I don't know what I always say, but peace.